You're now watching a clip from the Inspired by show. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or listen on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure to head over there, leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, and follow the show. Just out of curiosity, so how old were you when you came to the UK?
I was 15.
Wow.
And I remember going to the airport, and my grandma was more like, what am I going to wear? She's going to England. She's got to, it's, that generation. She's got to be all kitted. So she was using her savings to try and buy me this outfit for me to wear. And she wanted to make sure that my suitcase had all of the right stuff, including the Bible. So we got to the airport, and for whatever reason, I didn't have the excitement that everybody did of coming to England. I just realized, oh, I'm leaving her and I'm leaving everything I know behind. So I started crying, and a lady in the queue said to me, "But why are you crying? You're going to England." I'm like, I'm leaving them. They're not coming with me. So for me, it's a sad moment. Of course, I came to England. I remember seeing my father at the airport. He had not seen me for, I think the last time he saw me before then I was 6. So probably close to 10 years. And he was shocked. I was shocked. Both of us have changed. And it was a nice kind of moment to be together. But of course, it's the layers of transition that I don't deal with, or I haven't done good. I haven't really been good at dealing with, is that I went from my grandmother's house to my father's house, back to my grandmother's house, and then on the way to the UK. But I was coming to a home, not just to live with my father, but to live with my stepmom and my half siblings. And that was another transition. So there was that. There was living in England, and it wasn't the England I was sold. So I was sold the romantic side of England. It was all about Princess Diana, Prince Charles. I think John Major was a prime minister at the time. Fireplace, snow. Yeah, no.
Do you know how many people I speak to, by the way, just side point on this, I speak to so many people on this podcast who are not from and born and bred here. And obviously I wasn't born in the UK, but I was born in an island near the UK. So it's very British, very similar. And the amount of people that I meet that come to, like yourself, honestly sat in the same chair as you, and they say, "Guy, this isn't the England I was sold. I thought the men were charming, and I thought, everywhere it snowed and there was fireplaces and that kind of like very like Bridgerton kind of vibe."
Or the men, the Britain you saw in movies and everything else. So I remember we used to live in Stratford, but the closest station to us was Plaistow. So I remember we got to Plaistow, and I remember looking at my dad. I'm like, "Are we going to take another plane?" He's like, "No." So I'm looking around thinking, really? Like, I mean, no disrespect to people that live around Plaistow, but Plaistow Station, I mean, you can imagine you got on a plane, got to Heathrow. Heathrow Airport is, back then the airport in Ghana was quite small. It's a little bit better now, but it's still small in comparison to Heathrow. And then you got on a train, and then you get to Plaistow and you're looking around. And then we came out of Plaistow, we got to the house. I'm like, why are all the rooms so small? You're expecting a massive house. It's like little front court. Small rooms, small everything, was small in comparison to what I was used to. So it was a little bit of an eye-opener, and I'm like, I don't think I want to be here. But of course, I had come to stay with my father, and my father had worked really hard. He didn't want to leave a child behind. He had worked really hard to get all of us here. My sisters came before me, and I think when we arrived, they didn't know we were coming, so they had come back from school. And their sister, that forgot to tell me about the tube strike today, was staring at me like, "Oh, hello." And then she's like, "Do you want to go to the shop?" And I'm looking at her thinking, "Do you mind speaking slowly?"
Oh, I love that.
And of course, she walked in saying she's so hot, open all the windows. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm so cold.
Oh, the difference, right? Oh, the difference.
Oh, the difference. I wasn't saying anything because, again, I'm going to present a different side, the side that will blend in and become like a ghost to survive in that environment. So that was the person that I presented, and I lived with that person until I went to university. And then, okay, here's a different Jennifer.